hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday wherever you are. And, you know, I'm looking forward to this coaching session with my coach and former co driver for the More Female Racers Championship, who is a pro sim racer and Coach Dave Academy driver Gregor Schill. He will be joining us in maybe 30 minutes. But prior to that, I'm going to get some practice on. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm Verena Mei, and I am a real life stunt driver, former race car driver, and right now I'm putting all my driving skills to the test in sim racing. So here is this beautiful Mercedes AMG GT3 EVO, and you folks have been used to seeing me drive the Ferrari GT3 488 GT3 EVO, and I was convinced after a test of multiple GT3 cars that this is the car to drive. Um, I'm getting ready for an endurance race this Sunday, which is the CMS 3 hours of Kyalami, and yeah, we're going to be driving this Mercedes. So I'm going to do some hot lapping prior to Gregor's arrival. So, like I said, he'll be joining us in about 30 minutes, but I thought I'd get some practice in and see what I can do prior to his coaching and also what I can do after his coaching as far as times go. And the thing is, we're not really looking at times per se after Gregor's coaching, but all of that with all the little details that he gives me in practice, it's something that I can put to the test and practice and see where we end up. Let me see. It's 15:22. Let me just go to this one. We're going to load this one. And actually, I do have a server. So I was going to say for hot lapping, maybe I should get into my server. Or for practice, maybe I should get into my server. What's up, Richard? How's it going? That's right, long time no see. And yes, every 2 weeks, Gregor and I get online and we do a coaching session. That way I can learn all the tracks. We hope to get through all of the tracks, and we actually started this coaching sessions for a lot of the tracks that I didn't know last year when I first started training with him for the More Female Racers Championship. So yeah, we decided to continue that, and that way I can continue to learn. CMS, oh, oops, actually Stargirl. Stargirl Racing, let's see. There's 1 out of 1. This is me. This is my server here. And the funny thing was, last night I was practicing. I wanted to just do a private practice, and then my husband jumped on. He's like, "Hey, let me drive the Mercedes as well." But I forgot to password protect my server, and there all these people started showing up, which was actually very, very fun. So we're gonna load this setup. 1926. Yeah, that's fine. And it looks like the track is fast. It's not optimum, but we're gonna go with that right now. And I actually have to keep an eye out for Mr. Gregor here. So, keeping that window open. That's right, trying to be Lewis Hamilton. Well, I mean, I've heard so many great things about this vehicle, and admittedly, it's not as fun to drive. I won't say it's boring, but it definitely doesn't have the same feel. Okay, what's happening here? Why is my wheel not working? Let's back out of here. Let's go to the options and select my wheel. I actually use the same settings as my Ferrari 488 EVO, so I'm just going to go ahead and load that one. Let's see if that works. Well, yes, I will stick to the Mercedes this season. I am doing, let's see. I am taking part in at least 2 championships. Uh-oh, I might have to restart. I might have to restart my wheel. And by the way, folks, if you haven't noticed, I have the brand new Fanatic Podium DD2 wheel, and actually, I haven't turned it off for days. So, there you go. I have a control here on my wall. Let's see if I could just restart it. Sir Cycle, you know, the Nissan GTR is a car that I've never tried before. So, that is something that I'd like to try. It's just that when I get into a car, I really want to spend some time with it. Help! Okay. Technically, hold on, I might have to restart the game. Technically, I should turn my wheel off. That was my bad. It's like I said, it's been on for days. Let's go ahead and quit the game and restart it. Sometimes that happens. But that just gives me more time to talk to you folks. Hold on. Let me restart. Hold on for just a second. It is a really, really amazing machine. Like I said, the Mercedes GT3 EVO is not the most exciting car to drive. It's not like driving the Ferrari where I feel like I don't know, I just feel so alive, and that's due to my driving style. But the Mercedes, I can get away with so much more. Like it's kind of insane how, you know, I could do a good lap and then I mess up on a corner and then somehow I make up all kinds of time and I just can't I can't understand that concept. I'm learning about that concept in the Mercedes. Folks, sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. I am restarting the game because I had to restart my wheel. Yes, Richard, I have this brand new Fanatic Podium DD2 wheel. It's direct drive, and it's taken me a little while to get used to it, and it's literally like driving a brand new car. And the thing is, um, since it protrudes further outwards, I have to move my seat back, and all of a sudden my legs are too short. Funny how that happens. So yeah, I'm currently driving with some squishy, like platform house slippers on, and it works. But a lot of, you know, as far as just precision trail braking and things like that makes it more difficult. Okay, let's try this. Stargo Racing. Hello, Matthew. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Okay. Green, green, green. Let's go ahead and choose my controls yet again. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because oh no, what's happening? No, we'll do presets. We're going to go back. Sorry. Weird. Weird. This was working perfectly fine. Wheel. There we go. Presets. Back. Let's just go ahead and go and see what happens actually when we press drive. What's up, Nala? David Wilkinson, how's it going? Woohoo, raid incoming. Let's get this going. Hello, Stuart, how are you? What? Okay. This has never happened to me before. I restarted my wheelbase. I restarted this. Help! Action raid. I know the coach is coming. My coach is coming on in about 17 minutes, which is why I need to get this sorted. Levy action. What's up? Help. Yeah. There could be a couple things. Let me just start this again. What's up, Mario? How's it going there on Facebook? And what's up, Yuri? Woohoo! To the Philippines. Yes, I actually just restarted the game. You know, actually, last night and getting into the servers and stuff, it was kind of acting up as well. We're going to go to options, actually see if it's picking anything up. We're just gonna quit this. We're just gonna quit this, and we are, folks. Sorry about this. Just having a bit of technical communication. So my wheel needs to communicate to the game. Awesome, thank you. For the first time ever, it doesn't look like my wheel is being picked up by the game. Although, I mean, it does say it. Says it's there, but there's no presets. Loaded. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to... We're just gonna have to restart this. I'm gonna... Ooh. Hold on. Now I see. Hold on. I just switched a couple of, looking at a couple of settings on my wheelbase. I apologize, folks. Thanks for your patience. And just want to make sure that I didn't accidentally press the button. There's so many different things that we could adjust here. No, it's all good. I'm just gonna turn it off for now. Yes, so here's the thing. Prior to getting this wheelbase, I would have the USB plugged in the back of my computer directly from the wheelbase. But then when I had to play Xbox, but when I played my games that were on the Xbox, then I would unplug it and plug it in my Xbox. So I would do that a couple times a week. This time when I got this Fanatic Podium DD2 wheel, I got a USB switch. So I have it, the wheelbase plugged into my, just make sure it's all plugged in correctly. I mean, it says it is. Wheelbase plugged into the switch and then into my computer, and same with the Xbox. So both of the USB cables are plugged into the switch. One goes to Xbox, one goes to the PC, and then I press a button and I switch it back and forth depending on what I'm playing on. So right now I'm playing on my PC. Let's see. Oh, that was my bad. I started the game. It's just I started the game without even turning the wheel on because I was just busy talking and reading. Let's see. So, yes, Mario, the Assetto is way different and a completely different ball game than Forza Horizon 4. If you watch my official Forza streams on Friday, you know that I play with you guys, I race with you folks every Friday, and just have some fun. Like, no pressure. Okay, turning on the wheelbase, reaching over. I have this awesome power button emergency stop button just on my wall. So if I have an emergency stop, I can just boom and slam it. Not that I would slam the button because I wouldn't want to break it. But okay, wheelbase is on. And opening the game right now. Thanks for your patience again. Project Eden. Let's see, let me read your comments. That's right. And you know, I have never played Assetto Corsa. I've only played Assetto Corsa Competizione. So I do have it. I have the Ultimate Edition, but when I sit in my sim, I automatically just go for ACC because I always have races coming up. And some needs, yeah, yes, I did switch the USB input for the wheel. Yep, it's there because I was playing last night right here and I didn't make any changes, although I have not turned my wheelbase off for days. Days. Let's just try this on hot lap session. Let's see what's happening here. Oh boy. You know, I may just have to. This is the first time this has happened. I may just have to unplug my wheelbase from the switch and put it directly into my computer. Dedication, this is a DD2. Yes, I've had it for a week now. So, like I said, I'm still trying to get used to it. It's really like driving a new car. Yeah, well, Richard maybe, but you know, I think recently he's also been having some technical issues as well, so it happens, unfortunately. Um, I know, right? Dedication. Okay, I'm just gonna put you on a be right back screen. Do not go anywhere. I'm trying to fix this problem. Especially Gregor will be joining us in about 11 minutes, so it is very important for me to fix this so he can properly coach me. Hold on, folks. Don't go anywhere. You can get a snack. I allow you to get a snack. um, but hold on. I'm going to put this little screen up of my real life rally car when I rolled it. This is exactly what it looks like. Hold on, folks. I am loading up the game. Hopefully. this has fixed things. All right. Here we go. I know, right? You don't know. It seems like my computer is picking up the USB, so I thought I'd go ahead and start it up. It may have just been a switch. There we go. Let's just go to options, see if it's there. There we go. There we go. I'm just not even gonna touch anything here. You know, the thing is, usually I'll load this. Yeah, and it's fine. Okay. Because I made this this preset, and I was just thinking like earlier if I messed things up, because I made this Ferrari preset before I got this wheel, but it looks like it transfers everything, all my program buttons, but this one says it's with the Club Sport wheelbase, so I have to change that. Everything else looks fine. Yes! Woo! Don't you hate that? When you have some technical difficulties and then just trying to figure it out on the fly. It actually was the USB switch that was kind of acting up, I guess. So let's go into my server yet again. Thank you so much for your patience and just hanging out, everyone. Also, thank you so much for the raid. I cannot even tell you how much I appreciate that. Oh, you folks are funny. Let's see. Okay, Star Girl Racing. So right now, for those of you who play ACC, this is my server, and it's password protected for now. However, after this session with Gregor, maybe later on today or tonight, I'm not sure, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to open it for everyone to play in. So if you folks want to just get some practice, do some races, I'm going to switch up the timing. I think I'm just going to make it, I don't know, maybe 30-minute practice. I'm not quite sure, but just want to let you know, you can always look for my server. It may be up, it may not be, but yeah. Love-hate relationship with German cars. So what are your favorite cars in ACC? By the way, we should be expecting Gregor here in about 5 minutes. When he's ready, he will hop on. I told him I'll give him a call, or hopefully I'll see him in Discord. Folks, this is the before my coaching with Gregor. And yes, I've watched a lot of videos, and I've actually been experimenting as far as trying different things. Although I know when I see a coaching video, then I should stick with it. But I also need to find like the feel of the car. You know, they say do this and do that, and I'm like, first of all, this is not a car that I'm really used to driving, and second of all, I have to find my comfort level, my limit, and push it a little bit more. And what I found was, oops, I should keep it in second there. I don't know why I downshifted. What I found was I need to keep a lot more speed in the corners, so I hesitate a little bit more to get the power on. In a different way than I was doing, or a different reason for doing it in the Ferrari. For the Ferrari, I was like, oh my gosh, if I have this much input on the steering wheel and I give it too much gas, I'm going to spin, or the wheels are going to spin. But for this, I just have a hard time, or a harder time, feeling what the car is actually doing. The front end feels so heavy to me because I'm not used to driving in a front engine car. You know, I've been used to driving the Ferrari this whole time, literally this whole time. All right. So I'm really just warming up my tires, kind of just getting into it. Braking at the 100 board. This is what I think I should do. Braking at the 100 board, braking down, shift, whoa. Okay, so that didn't work. Have to trail brake into that corner a little bit. Patience here. This is where it always gets me. Of course. Well, I was gonna blame it on cold tires, but, well, it looks pretty good to me, so I can't use that excuse. This one is a kind of a tough one for me. There's a moment in there when I'm turning and I want the car to set. I want the car to turn in. I don't want to push out, and also I don't want to lose time. So how do you balance that? That is why Gregor will be here in a few minutes to let me know exactly what I need to be doing. What I noticed here, I know that was not the right line, was that I grabbed too much curb, I think. Here we go. But like I said, with this car, with this Mercedes AMG GT3 EVO, it seems to be so much more forgiving than the Ferrari. How it makes up time, I just don't know. It's just quick out of the corners. It feels heavy. It doesn't feel fast. That's the thing. The Ferrari feels fast all the time because I'm driving on a knife's edge, it seems like. Okay, let's see. Let's get a clean lap, why don't we, huh? Like a decent one. 155, don't let Gregor see that. He's gonna say, Verena, what are you doing? Just warming up is what I'm doing. Oh, it's that moment where I feel like I have to be very precise on my trail braking. And I have to recognize when this car will break away. Oh, I shouldn't have been in first there. Okay. Ah. Went in there a little too hot, I think. However, see, this is the thing. I'm like looking at my Delta. I don't know. This car amazes me in ways that I just don't know what's going on sometimes. I just like what it's doing when I see my times get faster. All right. Okay, so that was an okay lap. I'm looking to get in the 144s. I don't think I've done a clean 144 yet in this vehicle. Okay. There we go. That took a lot of patience. And I keep looking over at my Discord just to see if Gregor's there. He should be coming on here for the coaching session any moment now. Oh, I did say second, right? Lost a little bit of time there. Open up the steering wheel. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, folks. I have a big endurance race coming up. It's the CMS 3 hours of Kyalami. And I'm just trying to get in so much practice prior to that. and figure out where I could shave off time. Okay. A bit slower this time. Haha. Come on. Oh no! Green, green, green. Come on. Oh no. I hesitated on that last corner. I played it very conservatively. Alright, time for some tea. I don't know how to take that corner. There we go. Whew. Trying to keep more momentum through that corner. That was a bit better. More momentum through this corner. That felt good. Whoa. Had to lift a little right there. No. I can't believe I lost all my time right there. Gained it back somehow. But if I kept that all my time in the previous corner, then I would have been so much better off, right? Oh boy. I just dabbed the brakes there. Yes. I'm improving every time.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Oh boy. I was off the brakes a little too soon, I think. And too abruptly. There we go. That felt really good. Use what I know from driving the Ferrari. Yes, but I don't think I've driven the Ferrari here. Ooh, oops, wrong gear. That didn't help. And it's such a different feeling as well. Okay. Yes! Come on, keep it clean. Yes. Lost a little time there, but come on. I didn't downshift to first. Okay, I got into the 144s, 144.6. Gregor, where are you? How fast can I get down to before Gregor gets on here? Maybe he's secretly watching. Oops. Ah. Nope, that didn't work. And see, now the trouble is, the delta is based on my fastest time, so now I have to be that much faster in areas where I felt like, oh, you know, I was doing very well. Now I just have to do that much better. All right, so I see a little note from Somnesia. Looks like my tire pressures are doing very well, actually. I'm going to take some time to read the chat. So Subnesia is, I think, like 2 seconds faster than me. That's a lot. So let's see what he can say about my driving so far. All right, 4 things I see, which you can get at least a second year trail braking the left-hander of 4, well, 4. Which corners are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Just need to get turned power on a little earlier. Don't change to first when you say you won't. I know. It's I. It's almost like I don't know why I do. I I don't mean to. I know that's not the right gear. Um, third through the S's. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. I lose about a second in the penultimate corner with the yellow sausage curb. Try again to stay in third, which is a slight touch on the brakes when you see the red-white curb on the left. Ooh, those things are tricky. I think like the higher gears, not the first gear because I know I shouldn't have been in that first gear anyway. For that other one, but I think the higher gear. Oh, hold on, Gregor's like he's like stop right there. I'm on my way to help.
Hello?
Hey Gregor, how's it going? You are live.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Oops, hold on. Hey Gregor, how's it going?
Yeah, everything's fine. How are you?
I'm good. You are live. Sorry, I switched it to push to talk, so I'm gonna switch it back.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, folks. All right, folks. Here we have Gregor Schill. You may know him from MFR. He was my More Female Racers Championship co-driver as well as coach, and he is a pro sim racer known as Coach Dave Academy Driver.
Yeah,
Gregor.
exactly.
There you go.
Okay, so first of all, like I already loaded up the hot lap, so I will basically you know, guide you again through the lap at Kyalami.
Awesome.
And then yeah, if you want, you can ask some questions, and yeah, I'll answer them, of course, you know. So you will be prepared for the upcoming enduro race, which you're taking part, you know. So
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So I am ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm also ready. I just also started my stream, and I will just share my screen to you, I guess. Let me quickly see.
Very cool.
Okay.
All right, folks. I'm just
Like that.
I'll get the screen up for you.
And then okay. Do you have everything?
I
Or
do. There we
okay.
go.
Perfect.
And you are
Okay.
live. Everyone can see your screen.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so basically that's the outfit. So I will start after we cross the start finish straight.
Mm-hmm. And is this the Ferrari?
Yeah, it's the Ferrari, exactly. I mean, it basically doesn't matter which car because you take the same line, you know. It's
Yeah.
just like the car feels just different, but overall, you take the same ideal line every time.
Sounds
So,
good.
like approaching turn one, it's quite a difficult corner because you can carry much more speed into it than you think. But to be able to do that, you need to basically take a really or not late apex, but you definitely need to stay like straight for a really, really long time, and then you turn in. So as you will see here, like I'm staying like straight, And then only like at the last part of the braking, when I release the brake, I'm starting to turn in, you know.
Okay.
You see, it's rather a late apex because this allows us to go early on the throttle and carry a lot of speed through it, you know. Like basically if we go into F7, so I'll take my pen again. You will see the braking, it's 100. Okay, this is the 100-meter board. This is the 50-meter board. Correct. Okay. So if I remember correctly, we brake at 100 meter, and what you have to do is like I said earlier, you stay straight for a really long time, and then you basically start turning in, hitting the apex, and then accelerating out, you know?
Yes.
What you definitely need to keep in mind is like a lot of people, they start braking maybe at the same point, you know, but they already go to the inside, and you already see the corner will be much more narrow, and you need to you just make the corner unnecessarily more, you know, difficult. You need to rotate the car even more, and so you see like to carry the same line there, you will need to decelerate the car even more because you need to do more turning, you know.
Yes.
So that's why it's really important to stay straight for a really long time, and then just, you know, turn in rather late to be then full throttle, and, you know, don't do a compromise like with the yellow line. That's basically for turn 1.
Okay. And how much of the curb do you recommend taking, if any, like for the fast?
Okay, I can show you some. So basically, like, you have a lot of this type of curb at Kyalami, like here in turn 1, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, you see, it's not like flat. Just it basically goes let me, like, you see it like if I that's basically like the peak of the curb, and that's like the road. So you see, there is like, it's not on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to try then, if you want to take these curves, is, as I want to show you, like that. You want to drive on the curb from, like, let me go. It's like if you go too early, it will be hard for you to take the curb because you would like drive here over the grass, and then because then the curb suddenly gets, you know, higher, you would basically just bottom out. So what you need to try to do is, if you want to go on the curb, you always go like from the right to the left, you know. So like where this big curb starts, you know, never like where the black is, never go here on the curb, only
Okay.
like from the side, like here,
Okay.
like here,
So,
from this into this direction.
so basically, if I like when I'm approaching it and I look at the tire marks on the curb, is that a good reference point, or should I be
Yeah, you
taking
can.
it a bit earlier?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I guess you can also take it a little bit earlier. We can check how I take it here.
Okay.
So like really late turn in, and then we come across from the right to the left here. See,
Oh yes.
like just before the tire marks there, we go over the curb here, and then full throttle. Everything from here now is full throttle.
Okay.
You try to stay as close to the right side, even maybe if you want to take a little bit off the curb, because you want to get as maximum to the right basically as possible for this left-hander. And it's important that you don't go too much to the right here, because the corner has a little bit of camber. So if you go too much to the right, you just will understeer,
Okay.
and you will basically lose time. And the also curb on the right also pulls you around, so I wouldn't recommend to go on it. Yeah, so like this corner is really tricky. So you don't brake a lot for this corner. You try to use your braking and your momentum to position your car for the entry. And, you know, you basically use the brake here to rotate the car And as like in turn 1, we'd go again over the curb. But it's also important here, if I go a little bit back here, you don't want to go like, let me, the sun is a little bit annoying, but so again, like at this curb, you don't want to drive like straight over it. Not like that,
Yes.
You want to go from the side and drive over it, so like that.
Okay.
Not like straight over the curb, because if you go straight, the car just bottoms out. But if you go like from the side over the curb, it will allow the car, the suspension, to move longer and adapt for the change. Otherwise, if you just go straight, it's just like zero, no elevation, and then bam, 20 centimeters, and then the suspension can't cope with that, and you bottom out. So also here, it's important to go from the side, from the right to the left over the curb, and not straight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I also see it here, like I'm going from the side over it. Then I'm also not bottom out, maximizing here everything on the exit, as always. Sometimes you can get on the grass. It's not that of a problem, but just be careful. The car can be unbalanced and you can lose it quite quickly. Then sunset, the right-hander. We go here on the left, as you see, on this extra piece of tarmac, just to have a better entry. And my braking reference point, if you want, or end turn-in point actually, is approximately like, you will see if I it's easier to spot actually in the car, but you will also see it right here. You see like the curb is here, as this goes like that, and then it just like
goes in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And where the curb goes in, when I pass this with my with my car, I'm starting to brake and turn in. Basically brake and then start to turn in when I release the brakes.
Okay.
So that's basically my reference point for this corner. It's quite a tough one, so it's important to have their reference point if possible. And you will see, like, if I slow down, keep an eye here on this area, because you see, like, here is where the curb gets tighter. So I'll slow down even more. So you see, like, I'm straight, and then here I'm at my reference point. I'm starting to brake, turn the car. Don't go too early to the right, otherwise you need to wait unnecessarily long to go on the throttle again.
Okay.
And then when you see, like, I mean, you always look far ahead, so you see, like, the corner closes, and then it starts to open up a little bit, and then you go on the throttle. Maximize every inch of the track as possible on the outside. You see, like, you can even go with your left tires on off the curb there. And then for this left-hander, we brake at 50, just after the 50-meter marker. Just after we pass it, as you see here. Second gear for this corner. And again, you will see it's the same curb, like at the other corners, which I showed you.
Yes.
So same approach, like we don't go straight over curb, but we go from the right to the left over the curb. You see here. Yeah. Oh, also again, maximizing the track on the outside there. Here, my reference point is basically, you will see, I will just stop it. It's again, you see, if I go F7, I guess it will be a little bit easier for you. I used the, the start of the curb here. And just before that, I'm braking and start turn. So that's basically my reference point for this left-hander.
Okay.
here where the curb starts basically. And you know, if it's wet, you need to be careful because in the dry, you can go on it, but in the wet, it will just, you know, pull you to the right, and then when you turn to the left, and then you will spin quite easily. So just remember to stay off the curbs on the corner entry, like here, for example.
Okay.
Okay. See, like, upsala. You see, like, just before, or when I hit my reference point, I'm braking and turning, positioning the car. And again, like here, don't go straight over the curb, go from the right to the left again. Early on the throttle because you want to carry as much speed as possible.
Okay.
And then also here, important, if you want to go on the curb, try to do again the approach. Now it's the right, and so we go from the left to the right and not like straight over the curb.
Got it.
And then as early as possible on power, because you can lose a lot of time if you're not confident here. And here also maximizing the track on the outside. Be careful here, the track limits are quite harsh, so if I would go more to the left, it would be easily a cut.
So basically, if your left wheel touches the grass, it's a cut, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe even earlier. Yeah. Depends on the car. And then here the famous hairpin, one of the most difficult corners because you see your reference point really late, and basically like what I do is like I see my reference point and then I know like after like a quarter of a second or so I need to brake, you know. So it's basically like there is no like reference points here I brake. It's like, okay, this is my reference point, and after a couple attempts I brake.
Okay.
So you see like it's I mean that's why the corner is so difficult. So you basically, I mean, my reference time is a little bit earlier. So we see the 50-meter board.
Yeah.
But then you see like here on the right side, you have this stripe. You see?
Oh, yes.
This white one.
Yeah, I never noticed that, but yes.
Yeah. And after like, I don't know, 2 or 3 attempts, I'm braking. So that's like, if I see this stripe and the Fanatec logo here, but I don't look at the Fanatec logo, but just that you know, because it's not the only stripe on the road. There are like several ones.
Okay.
And they just basically indicate like the distance to the apex.
Oh.
Maybe I guess if I go even F7, it's actually, you see the strap of the 50-meter board.
Yes.
So if your field of view is a little bit, you know, more, you can actually also use the 50-meter board on the left or on the right. Depends what you want. But just after it's like I'm starting to brake. Like for me, this reference point, for example, like the curb here, you could think like you could also use it here. But like in my opinion, it's way too late when you see that you already have to brake. So that's not like the best option in my opinion. So
Okay.
just take the 50-meter board or the strap on the road, and then you will be fine. Just after that, you know, you need to brake. So okay, let's. Here in this corner, like after this hairpin, you have a really long straight. So we want to maximize your exit speed. So the goal is to have a late apex and again go from the right, you know, to the left over the curb. Like here you see like I even had like more space on the inside, so I actually could gain even more time if I would be a little bit, you know, tighter and over the curb there.
Okay. And can you
And it's
show
important. Yeah, sorry.
can you show me the line going into that apex, and also because it's an unseen corner coming up over the crest, like where do you start turning? And I know that depends on speed and everything too.
Okay, if we 7. Okay. So, I mean, we're approaching like you see, we're going from here. we're arriving here, here, and approximately here is the 50-meter board, and then from there let's say we start braking here, and we stay really long, straight, and then we even need to turn in later than you think, because if you like, I take black for this color, if you turn in too early, you have the same issue as in turn 1. You know, you're too early on the inside, and then you need to wait, and then you can accelerate, you know?
Okay.
But that's why, you know, we try to turn in really late, so. We try to take here, like, just like we maybe even start like turning maybe like almost at the same time, but not as aggressive, so we can basically, like, you know, have a better angle here over the curb and accelerate in a, like, a better and straighter way.
Yes.
Here.
That's a very tricky corner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for one, on the one hand, it's you just see it so late, you know, it's like you drive it from your muscle memory. That's why it's so hard to drive it the first, you know, couple of hours or so. Because you need to really get a feeling like how much speed you can carry into it, because if you like turn in too early and you brake too early, then you will be just too early on the inside. If you brake too late, then you just overshoot the corner, and then you will lose also time, you know. So you really need to find this compromise between like getting the right speed through the corner and turning in at the right time.
Okay.
I can slow down here. So we're passing 50-meter board, then after like 2-3 times we're braking here. Straight, you see, straight. Then a little bit of a turn in, and then we do the, you know, high steering lock. Then already on the power really early, because the corner is opening up, kind of, you know. So you want to make use that to your own advantage. Okay, so the quick left-hander. In the wet, it's really difficult compared to the dry, because most of the time you can't get it flat. But in the dry here, we need to like make it like the easiest way possible for you. Like, we stay on the right side really long, and before we pass the bridge here, or this, you know, I don't know how you call it here, this thing basically.
Okay.
We start to turn in. I mean, like, that's like a reference point for you, but like rather try to just look at the apex here and just drive out of your feeling, like how much you want to turn in, you know, and just, you know, if you think you're too much, you do less. Like, just, you know, with your eyes, try to anticipate and look for the apex, and then like the corner is like does it from on its own. It's like not a big deal.
Okay.
And it's flat, complete flat. You see.
Oh yeah.
And then important, like, we don't go too much to the right. We already go to the left, because we want to have the best possible entry for the right-hander, and to go as early as possible. So we need on the power as early as possible. So we need to brake really late and on the left side. You see, like, I'm maximizing all the track on the left side.
Yeah.
Turning in again, like using the brake to rotate the car, and then again on the curb from the left to the right, not just straight over it. And then instantly on the power, because the corner is opening up again. A little bit of a correction, but that's okay.
I can imagine that corner while racing. That's a lot of people would want to try to pass on the inside, right? Taking that line.
Yeah, of course, because you want to have like the best entry for a right-hander. You go to the left,
Yes.
and they just see the opportunity then, because there's like so much space on the inside. So if you're like somebody is really close to you, like 2, 3, 4 tenths, let's say maximum 3 tenths, you maybe want to, depends on the driver if you know him or not, how aggressive he is. you want to definitely cover the inside because it's just way too easy to overtake there. Because if you're on the outside, you need to open up the steering to prevent an incident. So just like rather defend one time more than one time too less,
That's right.
Because that's like one of the corners where you can actually pass if you're like really confident. The other one is basically turn 1, and yeah, that's it actually on this track. Then one of the most famous corners of Kyalami, Cheetah, the right-hander here, with a big curb on the inside. Like, because we know like it's a really fast corner, and to not lose any time, we need to get the best possible entry. So we, as you see, go to the left side as close as possible. Don't go on the grass, of course. And then we use like the curb a little bit as the start of the curb as a reference for our turn in and brake application. I think in the Ferrari, I'm not sure if I brake actually. I think you can only lift, but I'm not completely sure. Okay. So you see this curb here?
Yes.
That's basically, if we pass that, or at this curb, when we arrive there, we start braking it and our turning application. So you will see, like here we come. We just tap the brake a little bit to get the car rotated, and then early on power, maximizing the track on the outside. And that's Cheetah basically. Okay. It's important, like, rather if you need to decide turn in earlier or later, if like worst case scenario, rather just open up your steering again, because if you just turn in too early, this curb will basically just has no forgiveness. It will just shoot you straight into the wall. So if you see like at this point, hey, I won't make it, I will cut the curb too much and it will kill me basically. You will just already, like, to prevent it, you will open up the steering and maybe go even on the gravel, on the grass, but that's much safer than going over the curb.
Okay, so save yourself.
Exactly. And then last corner, just before the 50-meter board, that's our reference point when we brake. Trailing the brake into the corner to get the car rotated, and then again from the right to the left, a little bit over the curb. And then maximizing the track on the exit.
Okay.
It's important in this hairpin, in the last corner, that you don't cut too much. If you cut too much on the inside of the curb, it will understeer you, and you will lose traction on the rear, and this will result into like the car's TC going crazy, and you will just won't be able to accelerate out of the corner properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's basically one lap at Kyalami. So
nice.
Do you, Verena, have any questions you want to ask?
Actually, I think I asked all of them at the time we were in the corners.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure others will come up as I start driving and stuff, but yeah, you explained everything very well. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Which car do you drive again, the race?
The Mercedes AMG GT3 EVO.
Okay, yeah, is there something I can give you as an advice for this car? Let me think. I mean, I'm not sure, like, the fuel, or the car is really hungry in terms of fuel, or thirsty. So, just keep in mind that you maybe need to run in engine map 2. Depends on how long the stint timer is. How long is the race?
It is 3 hours.
3 hours. And you drive it on your own or with somebody?
With somebody. So I guess we're still kind of figuring out how the stints will look like, what the stints will look like.
Okay, yeah, just keep in mind that you maybe need to drive in map 2 for a couple of laps just to get the car, over, or just, to be able to fill the stint timer,
Okay.
Yeah, and then the car should be quite good over curbs, so that should play into your advantage.
Yay.
Also pulls out quite good out of the corners with its torque advantage on the other cars. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't see any like disadvantage, which you will have with the car. It
Okay.
maybe is even more stable than the Ferrari because it's a front engine. But yeah,
That
overall, should be a good car for you to drive, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really love driving the Ferrari, but for our team, we're testing different cars and which would
Mm-hmm.
be more consistent long term, and with different teammates, then we just chose the Merc, and I was really surprised with it actually. Um, I feel like I can get away with so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Where I lose time on the track, I'm like, oh no, and then all of a sudden I'm gaining time in places that I feel like I would never have gained it in the Ferrari, or I would have lost that time forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's so much more forgiving. You make a mistake and you're like, okay, I can catch that and stuff like that. But it's still, I still love driving the Ferrari because it just feels so alive to me.
Yeah, it's really direct and it just has like a lot of response.
Hmm.
And the Merc also has it, but it's the Merc just allows you to do more mistakes. Basically, I mean, it's just more stable and more friendly, like
Hmm.
more like a gentleman's car. I mean, that the series like GT3 cars is basically like a series made for gentlemen. So
Hmm.
so just that the cars are not that hard to drive. So I mean, basically every car is drivable. You just basically only need to find the car which suits you the best. And if it's the Ferrari, okay. If it's the Merc, also okay. So yeah, I mean, as long as you're happy with it and you are quick and you enjoy driving it, why not?
That's right. What's your favorite car in ACC to drive?
Honestly, like, I mean, if you just ask me, like, I think I would say the McLaren because
Hmm.
the McLaren is just like it has so much downforce and every like high speed corner is just so much fun because the car is just like on rails. It just goes like perfectly through it. No, no bounciness, no oversteer, unless you're just like planted and uh, in terms of lap time, it's also quick on most tracks.
Really? That's
And
interesting.
all, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And not only that, like the traction control of the McLaren is just like the best in the game, in my opinion. You basically run TC1, and it's just like so smooth. If the traction control finds any slip, it just cuts a little bit, but not too much, because a lot of cars like the TC is like full or no TC. So
Hmm.
sometimes you just have a little bit of slip, and the TC just doesn't cut it. But then sometimes you have so much and it also doesn't cut it, and or too much, it cuts too much, and like you don't have this issues with the McLaren. It's just like perfect in terms of that.
Yeah, I actually, when I was testing the cars, we tested almost all of them. The McLaren was
Mm.
one of my favorites as well, and I felt like it handled, or it felt like the Ferrari. Obviously, it's mid-engine as well, but I felt like it was way more forgiving. It felt super smooth to drive right off of the bat. The only thing that I had some challenges with that I felt like I couldn't, even though it felt fast, it felt like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't fast. Like my times, even like going back and forth, I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I would have to drive, like really push the car to its limits in order to get a decent time. Whereas the other cars, I felt like I may have not been at like my limit, or like the Ferrari
Mm-hmm.
to get a similar time. So yeah, interesting.
I mean, it's kind of funny, like depends on your position, where you sit in the car,
Hmm.
how
Interesting.
far at the front and how far at the back. Like you also like the sense of the speed, or how you think how quick you are is also different, because in the McLaren you sit really low and also
Hmm.
really close at the front. Like, I mean, if you like that's like the look of the Ferrari. Like if you just go um into do I have I should have a McLaren on board.
Like
Let me
this.
see. Yeah, sure. I should find that. Um,
I
I
love
mean,
the
you
way it
see
looks
like
too.
here. you're like much close to the ground, and it just like it just looks so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's like for some reason you think like you actually go faster, though you drive the same speed also.
That's right.
But because it has like a different position, it just looks so much quicker.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you hear it, but there's also, I don't think you hear it because I'm streaming my screen, but there is like a bug in ACC in the replay where you
Oh.
have like the sound of a curb strike like consistently,
Oh, really?
and it's just present again, and it's a little bit annoying, but yeah, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually also have an endurance race on this Saturday, 12-hour charity race.
Oh.
Yeah.
And where's that at? Where's that at? And what car will you be driving?
SimGrid. I think SimGrid does it, and I will drive the Beamer, the BMW M6 with the G2 guys. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I
Yeah.
tried the M6 and I could not get used to it, but I hadn't spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah, I know the car is something else.
So why did you folks decide to choose that one?
I mean, BMW is the sponsor of G2 Esports, so it
Oh.
makes sense to drive the Beamer,
Absolutely.
And it's also like quite fun to drive. I mean, like if you get a hang of it, and it's definitely like one of the most special car in ACC because it feels so different. Like it has the longest wheelbase in the game. It's also rather old, and yeah, I mean, it has on a lot of tracks good top speed. Depends on the BOP, of course, but it's definitely fun to drive, and it's cool to represent BMW.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, good luck with
Yeah.
that. When do you know what time it is? And
I think it's at 12 o'clock British time. It starts. It's a 12-hour race, So, yeah, should be from 12 o'clock. Is it UTC British time
sounds
till
good.
like 12 o'clock midnight. So
So
12
everybody
a.m.
watch
to
it.
12 p.m.
Watch it
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cheer Gregor
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I mean, I will stream it on my YouTube channel. I guess Niels Najoks will stream it on his. So yeah.
Very
Will be
cool.
definitely cool. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. It will be a cool day for sure. Tough because we are 3 drivers.
Yeah.
But yeah, will be definitely a cool race, I guess. And it's for charity, so always good.
Absolutely. So what do the stints look like for a race like that for you folks?
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of strategy, like you always plan your stint according to the stint timer because you always want to maximize it, So let's say if your stint timer in game depends, of course, on the server setting, but generally it's like 65 minutes. So you want to maximize 65 minutes because then you will have like a little bit more play with the strategy later on, compared to if you just pit every 60 minutes, you just lose 5 minutes every stint. And maybe if you need to pit like then even one time more at the end, maybe the weather changes. So just try to maximize the stint timer just to have like this time advantage in terms of deciding which strategy you want to do.
Okay.
And yeah.
Now you're talking about the stint timer, and that's not something that I've actually heard before. So, it's not just the in-game timer; it's a stint timer.
Yeah, basically a stint timer is like a timer.
Yeah. Where
which
is
like
it in the
is that
game? Like that will show you.
yeah, it will be basically at the top left where your lap time is, and even in the HUD. It's like
Oh.
a timer. It's like a maximum timer you are allowed to spend on the track with like after one stop. Like let's say you just start the race, and when the race starts, when you drive over the line, when it gets green, the stint timer starts to count down from 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then you need to be in the pits before the timer hits 0. If you pass the timer when it already hits 0 and you're still on track, it will give you a drive-through or stop and go penalty.
Yes. Okay.
So you basically drive then into the pits and do the pit stop, driver swap, or just change tires and refuel it. And if you drive out of the pits, the same timer resets again.
Okay. Well,
So then it again has 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Well, I'll have to look for that for sure because I've never noticed it because I Never really had to.
Yeah, I mean,
All
let me quickly check if we.
right, here we'll get back to.
Normally, like if we pick an endurance race here, 3-race weekend, skip race length. You should see the stint timer. I'm not in my rig, so I can't drive, but
Okay.
you will see what I mean. I hope so, at least. Oh, yeah, you see here on the right.
Oh yeah.
So basically, what you will see is here, for example.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the best color. Let's take yellow here. Maybe I need to draw a little better. Here. You see, like, that's driver 1, that's driver 2, that's driver 3.
Okay.
That's the drivers on the entry list on your car, you know?
Yeah.
So this will be like, you'll be maybe driver 1 would be Verena, and then you have here, like, let me take a different color. Here is like the driving time limiter, but that's not the stint time limiter. Driving time limiter is just like a limit set by the server or by the admins, which, you know, tells you how much one single driver can drive in the entire race, you know?
Uh-huh.
So you always don't want to, you know, go over it. So that's like one part of this hut.
Okay.
But then
Oh wow.
here you see, like, again on the top left here, that's your stint timer.
Okay.
Here is one indicator for it. And then you also have like your stint timer here in the hut. That's 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay.
So if I would drive now, go over the line, it would start down to count, you know? It would go to 1 hour, then 50 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Then at 10 minutes, it gives you a warning that your stint is ending. And then after 5 minutes, it gives you again a warning. And then I think that was the last one, or 3 minutes again.
Okay.
But, you know, before you hit like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 on this stint timer, you want to be already in the pits. We try to go as close as possible to it, but you always want to go, and you always want to enter the pit lane before it goes to 0, 0, 0, you know?
Okay.
Like if 1 second is left, it's fine, but, you know, you just want to not you know, go over it when you go enter the pit lane.
Got it.
So yeah, that's like that. I mean, this stint timer basically determines when you go into the pits, you know. And if you do, like now, if you drive into the pits, it will stop counting down. You do your pit stop, and as you drive out, it will, you know, reset to 1 hour and 5 minutes, or the value which they set in the config on the server. And then it will go to 1 hour and 5, for example, then count down.
Okay.
Also important to know, if you have a penalty like a drive-through, and you drive through the pit lane, it won't reset your stint timer. You need to do a pit stop, and then it will be reset.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad I'm driving with somebody who's experienced at Enduras.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. Well, I don't know how much time you have, Gregor. If you need to jump, you can. I appreciate your help. If you can stick around, that would be awesome as well. So you let me know.
I mean, do you have any questions left, Verena?
I don't think so. I mean, you answered everything. You know, it was also always more about, you know, all the little details of the track, the line and everything, because when you go through these sessions with me, like even though I had practiced before, then it's really seeing where I can gain time, what I'm doing wrong, and knowing precisely where I need to be on the track so I can just repeat that every lap and practice that so I can do it without thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Verena, I guess I will shoot now because I need to do also some other stuff. But yeah, I hope if you have any questions, just write me. I will answer them.
Okay.
And yeah, see you then
Sounds
in
good.
one
Thank
later. Yes.
thank you so much, Gregor. Good luck with your race
Yeah.
as well. We'll be cheering you on.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, so that was awesome. Just for me, all of those details, those notes, the line, and how to take every corner that Gregor showed me is invaluable to me. And now it's up to me to practice. Now I'm gonna hop in again in my server, and prior to Gregor coming on and showing me everything, how it's all properly done, then let me see. Let me see what my time was. And we're just gonna go ahead and try to correct my line and see if we can improve my time, because there's a lot that I can improve on. All right. Yeah, a lot of new reference points as well, and things that I hadn't thought about. Or I think it's mainly prior to the session. I'm going into a lot of these corners, even though I know what I should be doing. It's like the exact detail, right? Approach the corner from this way, take this much of the curb, but not that, but not that much. That's all the kind of things that really help me. And I feel like the way that I learn really has to be broken down in that kind of detail in order for me to do my best. So let's see what happens. Okay, brake at the 100. Late apex. Oops. Take a little bit of the curb. He was staying a little further out here. Okay. And it'll take a little while for me to reprogram my brain. And let's see. Let's look at that curb. Find that oh, there it is. Okay. I think I was also, oops. I don't know, I did that. Braking a little too early or late for that corner, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, third here, just like Somnesia said. Even though I feel so much safer in second. Okay, where's that line he was talking about? I think I have to go a bit slower to look at that line. Oh, you know what I just realized, folks? And I am sorry that I didn't see this earlier. That, there we go. There we go. My chat wasn't scrolled all the way down, so I was missing all of your chat. I just thought you folks were so focused on what Gregor was saying, which I'm sure you were, so I hope you were paying attention. But yeah. Yeah, the McLaren is awesome. And it's nice to hear Gregor say that as well, because that is not a car that I've actually done a race with. All right, here we go. Now I can see all your messages. But yeah, hold on. There's my mouse. I lost my mouse for a second. All right. Thank you so much for following. And rocks. I appreciate that. All right. I'm supposed to brake at the Grand Tree. Go all the way to the left. Brake. You guys have to square that corner off. Oops. Trying new things here. I was also braking a bit too late for this last corner. I know I should have been braking a bit earlier, but it's also kind of getting used to the feel of this car, because even when I go on the brakes, I'm not quite sure how long it takes to slow down. Okay. Whoops. So I'm taking a slower lap because I want to take a look at all these reference points. So I'm braking, it's right there, that's what he says, so, okay. And then now I can put the power down using all of the track, braking before the 50, staying in second, approaching that, immediately get on the gas, braking at the start of the curve, staying in third, which is something that I have to get used to. I know I need to unwind the wheel here. Staying all the way here. Where's that line? Where's that line? Oh, there's that line. It's by the 50 board. So I approach it, and I'm actually just going to get in reverse, because if I use that line as my braking point, let's just say, been looking at the Fanatic sign and kind of gauging like how much space is underneath the Fanatic sign. Maybe you see those little, if you can see those little, those guys, the flag people, or the whoever is out there underneath the Fanatic sign in the orange, when I can see them, maybe that's the time where I need to brake. But like you said, it is just a feel thing. You just have to kind of feel it out. And I was definitely turning too early on this corner. Yikes. Mowing the grass a bit. Okay. Alright, he didn't say brake at the gantry, he said turn at the gantry. Okay. Oops. See? Don't read the chat and drive. Alright, folks, let's see what I can do here. Okay, I think I just have to maximize my initial braking. So many things going on in my head, and I think that's probably natural of people learning new things on the track, right? You're thinking about everything and trying to do everything all at one time, and sometimes your brain kind of turns to mush. There we go. That was a little late. Okay. I'm slowing it down a lot, just so I can properly remember all of the points Gregor has given me on this track. Open up the steering here, head to the right hand side, brake. There we go. As Gregor says, the line is the most important, and just remembering what to do. Going flat here, braking at the 100, staying on the outside using all of... Maybe that's something I should have asked. Okay. Braking before the 50 board. Okay, maybe I can go a little faster now that I've seen all of my reference points. I'm not completely driving by them without noticing them. Okay, braking at the 100. Still too late. I think I'm also trying to overcompensate from because I always turn in too early. So I'm very aware of that. Okay, let's see. And here. Okay. I barely braked there. Oh my god. I barely broke there. Okay. Yes, so Richard, I'm trying. I'm trying to just go around the track, getting that correct visual. Turn in. Take it flats. Brake. Brake. Oops, too much of the curb there. Okay. I'm still gonna do another slower lap, but not slow. Let's see how that goes. Oh, just trying to get this Merc slowed down for that corner, I feel is hard. I shouldn't have been on the gas so much there, I think. I wonder what will happen if I just don't think so much. If I just drive. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's take it to the start finish line and try to do a nice clean lap there, utilizing everything, all my new knowledge that Gregor has provided me with. Let's see where we end up. That's a little too much curb. It's the timing of everything, really. I think I took too much of that curb and took it a bit too early, maybe? Okay, just drive, try not to think so much. Get out of my head and drive. Let's see. Full throttle. Looking for my reference point. There it is. I lifted a little. I mean, actually a lot. Okay. Ah, I'm not supposed to downshift. I went to my old program. That is such a difficult corner. Okay, let's carry more momentum throughout the corners. I think that's what I'm going to focus on. And trying to stay in the correct gear. So Gregor tracks out all the way over there on the first corner. I'm still slowing down so much on that corner. I feel like I'm gonna somehow lose the car, that's why. I know what I'm supposed to do. I don't have the confidence with the feeling of this Merc to actually do it yet. I was on the gas before the apex. Staying in this gear. Hey, that felt great. Ah! Oh. Wonder if I could reach the pedals without my squishy slippers. Barely. I just took off my squishy slippers, and I don't know how people actually drive with socks. Just socks. And also, I hate watching people just drive with socks. I just don't like it. It's like, put some shoes on. Oh, the pedals feel great, by the way. This is kind of my first time just driving without my squishy slippers. Since I got this Podium DD2 wheel, because, you know, I had to push my seat back a bit, even though I'm still sitting close to the steering wheel. I can more so feel how much I'm pushing the brake in, and I know it sounds a bit silly, but my slippers are really nice and squishy, so it doesn't really help with pedal feel. Hello! I think the big thing I have to practice or get used to is what it feels like for this Merc to really slow down. Like, how do I explain it? Like the actual speed. How fast is it going? I really don't know. It's hard to tell in this car. So especially when I'm slowing down for corners like that, very tight corners, it's hard to know how much to brake or how much I need to brake in order for this car to turn when it needs to. The faster corners I feel are fine. It's when I feel the weight. It's very front heavy, which I'm not really used to because I'm so used to driving the Ferrari. Oh yeah, my tires are actually pretty cool. They were perfect earlier, but now that the sun is going down and the track is getting a bit cooler, I need to adjust my tire pressures. So, hold on. Let's go back to the pits a bit and let's see what we could do. All right, it's 17 and 20. Wow, the track temp dropped a whole lot. So let's Let's turn it up a bit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Kind of want to do 4, but I think that's too much right off the bat. 1, 2, 3. Oops. That was 3, I think. 1, 2. Just do 1 and see where that gets us. Thanks for reminding me. That's right. We are going to just go ahead and just change this. So I know next time when I'm hopping on the track about which setup to use. We're going to save there. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that. Let's see. So, Subnesia, yes, 1 p.m. in-time games start. 3-time time scale. I need that. 2 drivers first car. 4 tire sets available. That will be interesting for qualifying and racing. Wow, maximum single driver stint time 130 minutes. Interesting. Okay, so all of this information for Kyalami is new. Thank you so much for posting that. Folks, I just need to take a 2-minute break. I will be back. Don't go anywhere. You can grab a snack. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, I am back. Thank you so much for your patience and for staying on here and not going too far. Let's see. So I saved that. I think for the last 10-12 minutes of this stream, I'm going to do an AI race to see how I can put my newfound knowledge to the test. All right. AI. Quick race. There we go. Do 10 minutes. 15 minutes? We'll do 10 minutes. All right, 94. I think 94 would be good. We're just gonna go for it and see what happens. Start the session. 24 opponents, 100% aggression, and 94 skill level. 1522. We are going to grab this setup. Ooh. This is a tricky one. So 1926. If I load this 1926, then I'm going to have to, I'm sorry, 1720. I mean, I think it would be okay. I'm just gonna go for it. We're gonna go to options. We are going to turn on the driver name tags so we can see which of the AIs are going to be causing some trouble here. Let's do.
Go in double file.
Yes, I've got to get this done. I like your attitude, Richard. Oops. Come on. Have to have my water. The start of a race is a difficult thing because it's not like a flying lap where you actually know
Car on the left.
exactly where to brake.
Go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
To brake a bit early. Yeeks.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's very interesting. Come on, AI. Okay, looking for my reference point. There we go. Ooh, I downshifted, and now that messed me up because I recognize that that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Okay. Whoa. I saw that car coming up on me very quickly. Okay. Whew. Okay, settle down. I need to settle down. That was lap 1. Have to find my groove. This Mosca person is all over the place. Something has to happen. I need to get in front of Mosca. Ooh, it's this third gear during on this section that I have to get used to. Uh,
Car on
seriously?
the left. Clear on the left.
Really? Wow. That was a very, very, very bold AI. I see they've made some improvements.
Clear on the left.
Oh boy. Okay, tire pressures look okay. Wow. Let's go.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
That is slow. Oh, missing the apex. Bottomed out. I think that's one of the corners I have the most trouble with. Oops. Wait, what gear am I in? Okay, got it. Okay, I guess that's about the right line I'm supposed to take based on my delta. Don't look at my delta.
Yellow flag.
Whoa.
Yellow flag. Be careful there.
Come on. Let's go.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
I mean, with all the mistakes I made in that lap, I have to say that was very surprising. Oops. Was
Car
that
on the left.
Lamborghini just literally flashing
Car on the left.
their lights?
Clear on the left.
Whoa. Third gear through the S's. That's a tough one for me. Do
Car on
not
the right. Clear on the right.
hit me. Oh, yikes. Whew. Defend. That was a horrible lap. Come on. 2.5 minutes. Oh, completely missed that apex. too much of the curb. Ooh. Come on.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Well, that was good.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap.
Oh!
Maybe the final.
I almost died from hitting that curb. No! No! You will not get in front of me!
Losing to the car ahead is into one.
Oh. There we go. That was the line. It felt good. There was a flow happening. Oh, come on. Ooh, defending. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, lost a position. I have to stop doing that with AI.
Finish the race.
All right.
Alright, race is over.
So I think I started in what, 12th position, and man, I would have liked to ended up in 12th or above that, obviously, but yeah, just that last getting out of that hairpin and getting a bit sideways. I thought I could put the power down a little sooner than I did, but that put me into the wall, literally. So there you go, folks. Just utilizing my newfound skills, and actually, as far as competing against the AI with 100% aggressiveness and 94 skill level, I think I did pretty well. I mean, that's kind of how I gauge it, especially since the update. I mean, you saw how the AI was a lot more aggressive, and well, yeah, definitely aggressive, but also making a lot of real life mistakes or different moves that they would have never made before, even though they all kind of start off in a line. Yeah, they definitely have more guts to kind of go for it and just try some moves, if you will. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, Richard, it's sometimes I just, I don't know. I I accidentally put it in first gear in that corner, and the more practice I get, and especially in like the S's and not going into second and staying in third, that's still what I'm learning here at Kyalami. But it's been great, and definitely all the tips and details about the track that Gregor showed me today definitely comes in handy, and I definitely have to practice all of that just so it can get into my muscle memory. And on Sunday, which I will be streaming the race, my goal is to just do lap after lap consistently and minimize the mistakes. And my teammate Nicole is super fast, so I do not want to let her down as well. So we are looking to do my first proper enduro on Sunday. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be here same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. CET, which is 7 p.m. GMT. I don't know what time zone you folks are on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Kyalami server. And usually when I do that and I do not put a password in, there's a lot of people, random people who show up. So hopefully that will happen. We'll have some good races. That means you folks too can get on the track with me if you would like to. And I will probably just put the server up right before the stream starts, or maybe when the stream starts. And well, we will see what happens. Folks, so thanks so much for joining me on this wonderful Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day or a good evening wherever you are. And I will see you right here tomorrow again. Bye, folks. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you so much for following Mugen. I appreciate that. Mugen13BGS. I appreciate that. Bye, folks.